right, so welcome back to your yoga practice. So when we're outside, we've got certain things that we contend with, not only the weather and bugs and weeds, but also motorcycles and vehicles, especially now that we've kind of resituated right along the road. But you know what? It's so worth it, right? When you can, I know, see, I'm giving you still the great view behind me, right? So it's not as tipsy, is that what you're saying?
No, I feel like I'm leaning this way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but when we have that great view and you can feel the breeze across your skin, I mean, it just makes it so worth it. So I ask you tonight as we get started, do you take time for yourself? I would imagine if you're already here, the answer to that is yes, because a yoga practice is a great form of self-care. One of the best tools you have in your wellness arsenal is the ability to be present and to be still. We can listen to our body better in a still position. We might learn a little bit more of what we need, and sometimes what we need is not more. Sometimes what we need may be less. Another concept that might be very helpful in your wellness arsenal is the idea of getting in the rhythm of the universe, the rhythm of life, rather than spending time in resistance. What if we worked more on being in the state of acceptance? So especially as our bodies grow and change, our bodies' needs change, we can be in resistance and kind of be at war for the rest of our lives, or we can be in the state of acceptance and learn to be appreciative for what we can do, and learn to love ourselves right where we're at. So go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. Sitting comfortably and sitting high enough so your knees naturally just open to the side, and close your eyes and begin to focus in on the breath. Breathing freely here. So we're not forcing the breath, we're just starting to pay attention to the breath. Extending the spine and closing the eyes. Learning to be still here. In this space, we are creating space for ourselves. Imagine yourself filling up your tank so that you can keep going in your day. And when we do that, our day starts to unfold in our favor with less force and more ease. So letting the noises float by, following their sound and letting them go. At the same time, enjoying the beautiful noises and letting them settle into your soul. Leaning back slightly into your seat as if there is a universal wall of support to lean against. And notice what has to let go in your front body in order to do that. So lessening the grip, trusting and leaning ever so slightly. And now maybe you come forward just a little bit, finding a comfortable place right in between there. Somewhere in between. Feeling the energy within you at play. What do you feel? Is there warmth? Is there lightness? A brightness? A tingling? Or a letting go of tension? Once you start to practice this form of being still and silent on your mat, you learn to be less reactive off the mat. So the noises you hear become less offensive. The central nervous system stays in the rest and digest side of things, creating that peace within, resulting in a healthier mind and body and spirit. Taking your time now to slowly open your eyes. Inhale, grab your knees. Inhale, bring the spine forward. Lift up and look at the sky. And then exhale, drop your chin, round your upper back, and scoop your tailbone under. And do that a few more times here, drawing the spine forward and back. And one more time forward. So matching the rhythm of the breath with the movement here. Good. One more time. We're exhaling, dropping the head, scooping the tailbone. And then coming up to a seated position. Inhale, take your right hand to your heart, left hand behind you. And then as you exhale, bring that hand forward and switch. Inhaling back, exhaling forward. Go back and forth here at the pace of your own breath. Slowly start to warm up the spine in this twisted position. Good. Coming back to center when you're ready. Good. And then together we inhale both arms up to the sky. Exhale, lean over, press the left hand down, press the right hip down, looking up under the armpit. Staying here for one more round of breath. So deep inhale. Full exhale, and inhale both arms back up to the sky, and exhaling the right hand down, left arm over, and press the left hip down. Another deep breath in and out, and reaching down. Good job. Now go ahead and come onto all fours here. Under and walking the hands forward, one hand's length, lift up to downward facing dog. Bend one leg, take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, switch legs. So bending one, straightening the other on the inhale, and then switching legs on the exhale. Let's go one more time here. Inhaling and exhaling. Slowly walk your feet up to your hands. Come into your first forward fold here. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, lift from the sitting bones and release the spine, the neck, and the head. And do that one more time. Inhale, lift halfway up. Spin your inner thighs back, reach the sitting bones up, and exhale, release the spine, the neck, and the head. And in this position, bend one leg more than the other on an inhale, and exhale, switch. Do that one more time. Good. Bend both legs deeply. Reach your arms forward into chair. And then push down, rise up. Gather in the beauty all around you. Bring it into the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Look up, reach up. And exhale, come down, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. And exhale down. Inhale and step the right leg back to deep lunge. And move your hips here side to side. Lifting the back leg high. So the right leg is back, left leg forward, yes. Good, come back to resting in the middle. Walk your hands up your front leg. Do that again, move your hips way over to the left. Scoop the base of the tailbone down, reach the right arm up or both arms up, you decide. And then come up onto the tippy toes of your right foot and then slowly drag your right heel back. Bend more into your left leg. One more deep breath in here And exhale, swivel the back heel down, bring your arms down shoulder height. So you're bent into your left leg, right leg is straight, turn and look over your left fingertips. That's warrior two. Move your hips back, scoop the tailbone, reach out both directions. Take a deep breath in, sigh out and let go of expectation, let go of resistance. Nice job. Bring your hands down to the mat and step back to down dog. Reach your right leg up to the sky. Push your hands deeper into the earth. Swing that leg all the way up and through between your hands. And if you can't quite get there, just keep wiggling that foot forward so it's up between your hands. And then move your hips side to side. Nice job. Coming back to center, walk yourself up your right leg. Inhale, lift your left arm or both arms. Staying present here with the breath. So you're bending into your right, the left is straight. Come up onto the ball of your left foot and then drag that back heel back and bend more into your right leg. Swivel the back heel down, open the arms out shoulder height. So now your hips are rotated toward the long end of your mat. Open the knee toward the little toe side. Cartwheel your hands down. Step forward, forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips. Elbows to the sky. Lift halfway up. Lift and separate your toes and press down through the ball of the big toe and spread your little toe way out to the edge of your mat. Woo. Spin your inner thighs back and then push all the way down and come up to standing. Okay, nice job. Inhale again, reaching the arms up. Exhale, release down, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. And exhale down. Inhale the right leg or the left leg back this time to deep lunge. Inhale, bend into the right leg, and exhale, push back, straightening the leg. So remember, it's all about the action here, not about the outcome. So you can bend so that the knee is right over the ankle on the inhale, reaching the crown of the head forward. As you exhale, move the hips back. That leg may not straighten all the way, that's okay. You're just going with what you have here. We're letting go of resistance. Good, let's do it again. Inhale, bend, and exhale, straighten. Good, step the right leg back to meet the left, down dog. And then forward to top of a push-up position. So top of a push-up position, you're in this plank position. Draw the belly button toward the spine. You can always drop your knees to lighten the load or keep your legs straight. Tuck your elbows in by your side, bending and lowering. Untuck your toes, walk your legs out and flatten the tops of your feet down. And then rotate the shoulders up and away from the floor. Good, drag your hands back, little cobra. Keeping the elbows tucked in by your side and lower down. One more time on an inhale, lift up again. This time reach your arms out to the side and lift your feet up off the floor. Good, bring your hands next to your chest. Push yourself back to child's pose. Curling the toes under, lift back to downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up to the sky. push your hands more into the earth, and then swing that foot all the way up and through between your hands. Inhale, reach the crown of the head forward, bend into that knee so it's right over the ankle. And then exhale, push your hips back, begin to straighten the leg. Good, go with the breath here, finding the rhythm of your breath, lessening the resistance and going with the flow of the breath. So it's inhaling forward and exhaling back. Step the back foot forward, come into a forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips, elbows to the sky. Lift all the way up to standing. All right. Okay, how are we doing? So one of the other benefits of being on the grass is that if you happen to tip over, that we're going to do a couple balancing postures. So would you mind sitting down, and then I'm going to show you where we're going, and then that way you'll know when we get there.
Okay.
So thanks, honey. I don't mean to keep moving you around there. Okay. So so we're going to start out in a warrior 3. So let me just show you. Did you need a mat, Astrid?
I would fall like asleep. That's okay. Love you guys.
I know, that's what it's for, right? All right, so you're going to step 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and reach the arms up. And then we're going to come into warrior 3. And then I'll talk you through this. You'll bring one hand down and the other up to the sky. Okay? So I'll talk you through it. So here's what we're going to do. Take the left foot forward, right foot back. You're on the ball of the back foot. Inhale, create that long side body by reaching the arms up. And so try to keep that length that you've just created, reaching now the hands forward, hinging at the hips, lifting the right leg. Rotating the toes toward the floor. And then when you're ready, take your left hand out to the left diagonal of your mat. Reach the right arm up and now rotate the toes out to the right. Nice job. Staying here, or an extra challenge would be to bend the standing leg, grab the ankle, and open. Good, coming out of the posture when you're ready. That was awesome. That was awesome. So we've done that before. For some of you that have done it before, second time is always easier, right? First time is not so great. And so now step forward with the right foot. Come onto the ball of the left foot. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Shift your hips back. And then I'm going to use the tree to, no, I won't use the tree to balance. Coming into warrior 3. Draw the belly button toward the spine for support. And then when you're ready, drop the right hand. Left toes open to the left. Left arm to the sky. And then when you're ready, come into a forward fold. That's amazing. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. Yeah, you're right. For the extra challenge, you can bend the standing leg, or the top leg. Sure. And open. Okay. Now, one of the things that I love in a regular yoga studio is you have wall that you can kind of practice with a handstand. So we don't have that out here in the open, but we can still pretend. So here's what we're going to do. Go ahead and do this with me. Come into a standing position, reaching the arms up to the sky. So this is like an upside down handstand, right? If you put your hands down, right, this is what it would be like, except upside down. So now what you're going to do is bring your hands down, bending your knees if you like, if that feels best. Spread the fingers wide and press down, and then lift the right leg up toward the sky. Good. Release the right leg. Shift your weight onto the right foot. Pick up your left leg. Good. And lower down. Come down onto your seat. Bring the soles of your feet together. Press into the earth behind you. Lift and open the heart. Come forward if that feels good for you to come into a forward fold. Or simply stay upright. Straighten the right leg. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky and start to fold over that right leg. Inhale, rise. Bring the left foot over the right leg. Hug the knee toward the chest. Nice. Start to open up now over the left shoulder. Good. Okay, come back to center. This is kind of funny. Okay, let's bring both legs back into center now. Again, grabbing in front, or you can press into the mat behind you. And then straighten the left leg out in front. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, and exhale, fold over. Inhale and rise. Bring the right knee up to the chest. Inhale, lift the belly, lift the heart. Cross the foot over the leg, and then take the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. Again, pushing into the earth helps elongate the spine. So reach up through the crown of the head, then turn. Good, and release that. Make your feet wide on your mat. So I would suggest you turn one way or the other so that you're the long way. I guess the grass is pretty soft too. If you're on a hard surface, it doesn't feel real good to have your heels on the hard surface, but yeah, wherever you are there is pretty good. Again, we're gonna press into the earth behind us, and notice how that helps elongate the spine. So we've got a little bit of support there from the arms. And then lift and separate the toes. So now that engages the whole leg, right? It engages all the muscles. Pull the toes toward the sky and toward the knees. And the knees and the toes are up toward the sky. Yeah, so feel that action there, and then press the heels down. Good. Now, if it feels comfortable, bring your hands forward. If it doesn't, feel free to stay right here where you're supported. Otherwise, you can start to come forward, walking yourself forward. Inhale, lift the spine. Exhale, we're shifting from the hips here. So play around with your breath. Find a comfortable spot for you to be. Particularly, we don't want to force anything here. So that's why we use the breath. That gets us kind of into the rhythm of the body, and the body will naturally start to open. Good, and walk yourself up. Bring the soles of the feet together one more time here. Again, pushing into the earth behind you or folding forward. And then keep this position. You can just switch on your mat so you can lay down and stay in that butterfly position for just a couple more moments. Slowly close the knees together and hug the knees into your chest. Rock here side to side. Place the left foot on the floor, cross the right ankle over the left knee. Pick up your left leg, interlace your hands behind the hamstring. And then lift and separate the toes on both feet. Attempt to push your bottom into the earth while you lift the low back. Release the head down. Straighten the left leg. Still pushing that leg into your interlaced hands. Release your left foot to the floor. Take your right foot over to the left side of your mat. Look over your right shoulder. Come back up to center and switch your legs. Left ankle over the right knee. Interlace your hands behind the right hamstring. Push your hamstring into your hands and feel the low back start to lift up off the floor. Lift up with the right leg, reaching up through the heel. Let your head release toward the earth if it's not already. So resting your head down on the earth. Bend the right leg, place the foot on the floor, take the left foot over to the left side or to the right side of your mat, turn and look over your left shoulder. Slowly come back to center. Unwind your feet and take your feet out as wide as your sticky mat for windshield wiper. So taking both knees to one side and then the other. Feel free to slow it down here with the breath. So keep the feet as wide apart as your sticky mat. And then take the knees over to the right. And this time let's stay to the right. Take the left arm up and over the head, reaching now through that whole left side. Come back to center. Take the knees over to the left. Reach the right arm up and over your head. Good. Coming back to center. Extend your legs long as we get ready for our relaxation position here. Press the elbows down and walk the shoulders underneath you. So you've got a nice curve in the low back, the chest is lifted and open, and then the arms open up to the sides with the palms face up. Open the feet out to the side. Feel your body release into the earth. Let go of any held tension or any resistance here. Let the breath follow you down to your toes and down to your hands. Notice any held tension or any restriction there. See if you can send the breath to that space and see if you can let that go a little more. So maybe the inhale becomes the investigator and the exhale becomes the release. It's a wonderful practice to become present with yourself in this still position. as you lay here in stillness, I'm going to read to you some words from the Daily Om. Life as we know it, the status quo. When our lives are going well, and sometimes even when they're not, we may find ourselves feeling very attached to the status quo of existence. Life as we know it. It is a very human tendency to resist change, as if it were possible to simply decide not to do it or to have it in our lives. But change will come, and the status quo will go, sooner or later, with our consent or without it. We may find at the end of the day that we feel considerably more empowered when we find the courage to ally ourselves with the universal force of change rather than working against it. Of course, the answer is not to go about changing things at random without regard to whether they are working or not. There is a time and a place for stability and the preservation of what has been gained over time. In fact, the ability to stabilize and preserve what is serving us is part of what helps us survive and thrive. The problem comes when we become more attached to preserving the status quo than to honoring the universal givens of growth and change. For example, if we allow a situation we are in to remain stagnant simply because we are comfortable, it may be time for us to summon up the courage to challenge the status quo. This may be painful at times or surprisingly liberating, and it will most likely be a little of both. Underneath the discomfort, we will probably find excitement and energy as we take the risk of unblocking the natural flow of energy in our lives. It is like dismantling a dam inside of ourselves, because most of the work involves clearing our own inner obstacles so that the river of our life can flow unobstructed. Once we remove the obstacles, we can simply go with the flow, trusting the changes that follow. Allowing those words to fall on the fertile soil of your soul. Knowing that those words mean something different for everybody. But because we have all just moved here, we all kind of experience that newness, right, of a new neighborhood, right? We're all new here. It was interesting to reflect upon what you left behind when you moved. What you have to gain in the change. Knowing we can take that into the next decision we have in our life as well, the confidence that we've gained from this change. Begin to bring that breath down into the feet, into the hands, bringing the breath down into the belly. Notice what happens without force. It's just a simple invitation to allow the breath to deepen. Notice what shifts in the body. Simply invite the breath. Let the breath do what the breath does. Making small movements with the fingers and the toes, the feet and the hands, bending the knees and grabbing those knees into the chest when you're ready. Feel free to rock there side to side and then come to rest onto the right side. In appreciation for your body that moved through this class tonight with such grace and ease. For the mind that surrenders to something new and unexpected, and for the soul that continues to change and grow and evolve. Push yourself up to a seated position when you're ready. So we end our class as we began, right here in the seated position, and the hands are together in this act of gratitude, bowing for the beauty that we have all around us and the beauty inside of us. I thank you so much for being here with me tonight.